All right, it's time for another 5 minutes. Vincent Garcia joins us here today. Vincent, how are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Hanging in there, doing the best we can in these times. So you know how it works. Guest picks the topic. What do you got for us today?
Best moments that we have seen in person. So in the stadium, what and whatnot. So the little
See, I
quick
like
one.
I like that idea because earlier we had Mike Martinez on and we talked about games that we just watched on TV, but actually being there physically in the stands makes a big difference. So we'll put 5 minutes on the clock, and since you're the guest, we will yield to you. You will go first. Take it away.
Okay. So one of my first in-person moments, 2006 World Baseball Classic. First year it happened. It was at Angel Stadium. It was the USA versus Mexico game. Just back and forth. It felt like being at a soccer game. Instead, it was baseball and America's pastime, and and USA Mexico. Yeah, it was a really fun experience going back and forth. I got the opportunity to be at Yankee Stadium. Missed it, but had the tickets for it. A-Rod's 500 at Yankee
Wow.
Stadium against the Royals. And then speaking of the Yankees, the following or back in 2013, I got the opportunity to see Mariano Rivera on Father's Day, his last game at Angel Stadium, and my dad and I were there for it. It was a great Father's Day with him. And then the following year in 2014, Derek Jeter's last game at Angel Stadium. He actually had
Wow.
a home run that game off of Hector Santiago. It was like in the second or third inning, somewhere around there. And growing up seeing Derek Jeter, he is an idol to the game of baseball. Respect for the game, and I had respect for him too because he was just very humble guy. Didn't show up a lot of people.
Yep.
So for him to cap off Angel Stadium, why not? And then, if you notice, I'm wearing Titan gear. I'm a former
Yep.
Titan, just graduated, and uh, I got to see Justin Garza throw a no hitter at Goodwin Field. It was against Northridge. It was like the last weekend of the season.
Hmm.
So that was my first and only no hitter that I have seen in person. So it felt pretty good. It's just like something under your belt. Like, have you seen a no hitter? Yes, I have. So to see it I wasn't a Titan yet, but I became a future Titan, and might as well, tusk
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I was a Titan as well, and those were some good moments. Let me give you a moment at a game that I got to go to. I was at USC Western Michigan, the season opener when Jake Olson got to actually come into the game, the visually impaired center for the Trojans, and I had looked away. I didn't even realize what was happening at the moment. Didn't find out till later when the buzz was going through the stadium what was going on. But that was a real cool moment. I was with my brother for that one. And my big game that I was in attendance, which is the favorite game I've ever attended, was the 2009 World Baseball Classic Championship game at Dodger Stadium when Japan took on South Korea. I'm not a big trash talking guy. I don't really like it. And being in a stadium where the two fan bases were just cheering for their own team, I think made it for a great game. Japan won in extra innings. Ichiro had the game-winning RBI. Daisuke was the MVP of that tournament. Japan was champs. So we both have the World Baseball Classic in common. We're down to our final 2 minutes here, but I want to yield to you because I know you've got a much better ending to a game than I got to see.
Yeah. So I got the opportunity to experience the comeback on Catella for all the Duck fans out there. And it was game 5 against Edmonton. My dad and I decided to go because we never went to a playoff game, whether Angels or Ducks. And we figured, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Wow,
Go
first
down
playoff
there.
game.
Yeah. Bought tickets. We were center ice up above. In fact, I think we were in front of the press box, I want to say. So we were like the legit camera. And there's 3-0, and we're sitting there, and then the final 4 minutes are coming in. My dad looks at me and he says, "Hey Vince, you wanna beat traffic?" And I said, "It's
Mm-mm.
playoff hockey, Dad. You don't need playoff in general." He said, "All right. Well, I just want to hear the horn at least one time." So Getzloff scores the first goal in under 4 minutes. All right, we got the goal. We got the horn. Okay, good. $200 well spent. $210 well spent. And then Fowler scores a couple seconds later. Oh, it's a 1-goal game. Okay, we have a shot. Gets pulled. We're in the last 20 seconds, and then with 15 seconds left, Raquel ties it up, and that's too bad people left.
Wow.
because if the arena was full, we would have put a crack in the roof. That's how loud it would have gotten.
Wow.
Overtime, doesn't score, and then Corey Perry wins it in double overtime. Greatest moment ever in person. I just love reliving that moment every single day.
Yeah, big moment in Ducks history as well. I remember where I was for that game, and I was surrounded by a lot of Ducks fans also, and it was a loud experience, one of the loudest I have ever been in. But as we wrap up here in our last 5 seconds, I think the moral is don't ever leave a game early. Vincent, thanks so much for joining us here today.
All right. Thank you, Eric. Take care.